started with the meeting here. That's just the outline here that I have. So we'll just get started about our meeting here. On April 16th, President Donald Trump announced a new three-phase guideline on how the United States will return back to business and suspend the various stay-at-home orders that we have in place. So here's another outline of just what we're going to talk about today so you guys can see that. So we're going to talk about the changes of COVID-19 and how it's affecting our practice and how it's going to affect your guys' everyday jobs and lives. So I've studied a lot of this information from a lot of different places, mostly the CDC and then the AAO, which is the American Association of Orthodontics, and then Accelident, which is the appliance that we'll talk about at the end of the meeting today. So this is a strange time for all of us, not just the people that are in this office, but for everyone in the world. We can either do something about it to be better or we can do nothing. So we've decided that after our time off, our 2-week mandatory time off, that we will get back to practicing. So I'm going to talk about how we're going to change, how practice has to change for that, and then talk about how financially things are going to change, and then the opportunity that we have in front of us to learn about new appliances. So if you guys look on your outlines, the first thing is that we're going to have to close down for a few weeks. So according to the CDC, dental facilities are to stop all practice unless it's an emergency. So I was studying and figuring out what types of things constitute as an emergency visit, and according to the AAO, emergency visits include orthodontic care that will relieve pain and or infection, trauma-related, or is critically necessary to prevent harm in the patient. So that's kind of up to my discretion, and then most times I'll just see the patient, so none of you guys will even have to be at work. So the next thing that we'll talk about, which most people are concerned about right now, which is money and how you're going to get paid if we're not working. So during this two-week time off and then our slow schedule getting back into the office, we were granted a loan that allows the office to pay for 8 weeks, like normal pay, normal scheduled time pay, to help normalize your guys' paychecks and just like your lives during this time, because we're going to have to be off for 2 weeks and then a slow schedule. So this loan is going to help take care of pay for that. So the next thing we're going to talk about is then after we close, like when we open back up, what we're going to do. So things are going to change around the practice for quite some time, just with like precautions to safety for not only us but for our patients. So the first thing that we're going to do when we start back up to a slow schedule, we will pre-screen outside the office. So before patients come in to our office at all, we'll have to ask to take their temperature, ask them if they've been with a large group of people, or if anybody in their family feels sick or has been sick, or if they've been in contact with anybody like that lately. And then if they have been and they say yes, or their temperature is high, unfortunately we cannot let them in the office at that time of the visit, and they have to come back like 4 to 6 days after that, just to kind of keep us not only safe but everybody else and all of our other patients safe. The next thing that we're going to do to change is offer curbside checkups and pickups. So for a patient that has a broken bracket or needs more elastics or just needs a few different things, such as bleach for their trays or something like that, they'll just be able to pull up into the parking lot and call our office, and so that way one of us will be able to go out, so that way that person doesn't even need to come in at all because it's something super minor. Then the next thing, with our slowed schedule, we won't need all the employees at the office at the same time, so we'll work in teams, and that just helps not have so many people at the office when it's not necessary, and it helps limit exposure to us and the patients as well. Then the next thing that we'll talk about is the personal protective equipment that we must use. According to the CDC and then given to me by the orthodontic products online that I've been looking at, we are required to, over our scrubs, wear a clinical jacket, I wear a mask, and then a face shield when dealing with patients in the office at all times. If you're going to go to the curbside option, we still have to wear everything but not the clinical jackets. So when it's just us in the office and we have no patients, you guys don't have to wear that stuff, but when the patients are in the office, we have to make sure we maintain safety for ourselves and them. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about is a new appliance that we're going to add into our office. This is called Accelident, and it is an FDA-cleared Class 2 medical device that is shown to accelerate tooth movement by up to 50%. So this is something that you don't just get, you have to have braces or Invisalign or some type of braces already. And this fits over just like a mouth guard. And what it does is it uses micropulses which go through your teeth and up to your roots, which speeds up the cellular activity to move your teeth quicker. So I was looking at multiple different websites, and they have shown from like patients that have originally like 21-month plans get down to 15, and for people that have 15-month plans down to 9 or 10. So it's something that like obviously people will have to pay extra for, but sometimes if there's a wedding or they're older and they don't want to wear braces for a long time and that's a big deal to them, this appliance will help speed up the process for them. And so here's just a couple different pictures of what they showed on the Accelident website that kind of help the process go quicker. And this top patient's the one that was from a 21-month plan to a 15, and this one was from a 15-month plan to a 10-month plan. So it speeded up pretty fast, and the transformations look pretty good, I think. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know now or later. Today I talked about a lot of things, which includes the loan that we got to help you guys financially, how we're going to get practicing again, and what new equipment we're going to have to use for that, and then this Accelident appliance that we're going to add to as well. So even though this is a challenge for all of us, I believe that we're going to be able to come out better as a practice, and as long as everyone takes the necessary precautions and washes hands and is safe, then we should be fine. So thank you.